You are now listening to the Ninth Hour Podcast. We're here bringing an in-depth, thorough look. We are here at the conclusion of spring break weekend. Give a round of applause to all the brothers and sisters who went down to Florida, went down to Daytona, went down to Houston, went down to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and came back with something. Came back to wherever they came from with something. They went and got a prize.
It's a bug right there.
Oh, yeah. They went down there and they won them some prizes, and they coming back with them. And they going up to Chicago, Minneapolis, L.A. with whatever prize they won. We're here with a new panel. A new panel of young brothers, young wise men from our organization, our spiritual group. These are young brothers who are all in a position under 30, single, bachelors in the world, as they call it, who understand what it's like wanting to go out and party, wanting to go out and find somebody, see what's out there. But yet we've chosen the other route. We've seen the debauchery, the hedonism that's going down in spring break, down in Houston particularly, but all these other states, all these other cities as well, especially Florida. Florida is a hotbed for spring break. And so we are coming here as a new panel of young brothers to give our own perspective. Y'all may know me from the usual podcast. I'm Kahan Yaradun. You can see me, my socials right there. Let's go ahead down the panel. Everybody want to introduce themselves to the new listeners, new watchers of the Ninth Hour Podcast.
Yeah, man, it's Ken and I over here. Great to be on the air with the wise men at the table.
All praises.
All praises. I'm Ibra, represent APC here at the House of Wisdom. Man, glad to be here. I'm a young brother. Here to spread like my experience on the situation. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah.
All right.
APC represent.
All right, you see me? Shia. I'm here. But I'm AP5. I'm here to spread wisdom and do the righteous thing as a righteous man.
All right.
All right, once again, it's a calm behind the boards per usual. Look, once again, we back, Ninth Hour. Got the young brothers on the set today. We bringing y'all the debauchery of spring break. You know, this is an interactive show. Make sure y'all get in them live comments and feel free to call in. You know what I'm saying? To talk to us. We want to talk to y'all. Let's get it.
Yeah, engineer, go ahead and post that Zoom link so we can pin that in the comments on the YouTube live chat. And as always, this podcast is brought to you and sponsored by Infinite Waters. More on them a little bit later on. But this is a great drink, especially if you had a bumpy experience down at spring break.
Oh,
yeah.
One thing I'll add.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Oh, yeah, that's what they've been experiencing down spring break. Let's go down the panel. One thing we didn't introduce is the age of everybody. Everybody here is around the same age. But like we said, we're that panelist of under 30 that understands the collegiate experience of wanting to go down to spring break, but yet we've chosen the other route.
You gonna put me out there, brother?
Yeah. We all under 30, you know. I'm 28. What's up with you, Ken?
Yeah, man, I'm 27, man.
All right.
Young man.
Yeah, man, I'm 22.
Okay.
That's a real young brother. He supposed to be at spring break right now.
Right.
He supposed to be there right now.
Wise young brother, though.
But once again, we got young brothers, man, living their life in a righteous way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know.
So what we see, spring break is a time. Actually, I don't know if a lot of us know this. Spring break actually was originally tied to Easter. It's really supposed to be an Easter break.
Wow.
Which is obviously a Christian holiday. It's a time you're supposed to be pious and righteous. Think about the resurrection of Jesus. And so it used to be that the end of spring break was always pegged to Easter. So you have a week off, and the last Sunday was supposed to be Easter Sunday.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And so, but they shifted it. They decoupled it from Easter, and it's become this debaucherous event. You're supposed to be holy and pious, get your best suit together, go to church on Easter Sunday, and now instead you are going to Houston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, shaking cheeks
Man,
you're
they
not
was
grabbing
doing that.
eggs.
They
You
was
grabbing
doing
something
that
else.
anyway.
Yeah, you're right.
They was doing during
You're
Easter.
right. You're right.
Give a damn about that.
You're right.
Yeah. Instead of breaking eggs, you breaking something else.
Breaking beds, not eggs.
You're breaking beds.
And spring break. And so now spring break, just like on about a year ago, I think they had a Freaknik documentary on Hulu. That's something going on here locally in Atlanta. And it started off in the 80s, I believe, late 80s, as just a regular, normal event for college students to kind of let loose a little bit. Nothing crazy. They were all fully clothed, and they went out on a big lawn, and they would just dance to music. But now, over time, every year, Freaknik just became just that. They said the term freak back then just meant to dance.
Wow.
What does freak mean now?
You don't even want. Hey, you don't.
You don't
Yeah,
even know.
You don't wanna
you
know.
ain't hear that.
Hey, might see something.
Yeah. Don't Google that.
Don't Google that one.
You're gonna end up on the wrong site.
It's ass Diddy.
Somebody did that shit.
Yeah.
Might,
Man.
might break your laptop. You know, break your screen or something.
So just like Freaknik, over time became something where I think one of the worst ones is 1993, 94. Just in a few years, especially our people, they turned that into something insane. You look at some of these videos of Freaknik, I mean, it is crazy. And that's the same thing happened in spring break. I was doing some quick research in the 30s. It started.
In the 30s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Somebody had a swim team and they had a week off for Easter, I guess, and they went swimming.
So they were swimming and just like, okay, let's go ahead to swim.
Yeah, just swimming.
Okay.
Just swimming in the pool somewhere in Florida. And then over time, it turned into what you see today. What you see today. And now, I don't know why, but why did they choose this year, 2026, to go to Houston?
Wow.
We see every year, pretty much, Miami was big these last few years, and the police started ratcheting it up. And that might be why.
Yeah, Panama City as well. You know, they normally go down there.
Yeah.
Themselves as well.
Wow.
Yep.
Normally it's at a beach, you know, but you're right.
Right.
They chose to go to Houston out of all places.
Out of all places.
We wonder why.
Why Houston?
What beach is it? You from Houston, right?
I'm not from Houston, but I lived there at the time.
You live there. Any beaches in Houston?
Well,
I heard they got them dirty beaches down there in Houston.
that is true. That is very
Dirty
true.
beaches.
Hey, watch your mouth, Doc.
Clean that.
For sure.
But other
Yeah.
than that, there's got
A
little,
bunch of dirty beaches down there.
they got ponds and little lakes and stuff like that. But you got to go out to the ocean, get to the beach.
So they swimming in the pond. Ain't no beach in Houston, essentially. You can go out to Galveston, which is what, hour and a half? Hour and a half drive to the brown, muddy waters of Galveston. And you can have spring break out there. But why did they choose Houston? Of all places.
Crazy.
I think it was studies recently where it was an increase with HIV too as well.
Absolutely.
In Houston?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. We just did a podcast on that. Injected people with AIDS, and now that stuff is spreading in Houston. It's big here in Atlanta, and Houston is another hotbed for it, and all types of other STDs.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to go to Bumpy Johnson's?
Crazy.
Yeah, let's take it to Bumpy Johnson.
Bring up Bumpy Johnson.
Bring up.
This is what's going on in Houston. Not only AIDS, but things like herpes, syphilis. All these diseases are prevalent out there. And this is where people are going. And people of our generation, our stock, are going out there thinking, maybe I'll find a girl. Maybe I'll find somebody I can, they might be looking for hookups, but nothing serious.
Nothing serious.
Nothing serious.
And they coming home with presents. They coming home with gifts.
To give.
You gonna get what you want.
Yeah, bring that up.
What you want.
Oh, man, this is terrible. I got y'all. Give me 1 second.
You good?
Whoa.
Hold on,
Refresh
take it
that
back.
junk.
Let's run this back.
Run
this
that
is,
back.
Run it back.
This is absurd right here, y'all.
Back from Houston.
Back from Houston.
Back from Houston.
This is a serious topic.
Whoa.
Take y'all
Yeah.
We-
ass to them clinics when y'all come back. from
We.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah.
Bumpy Johnson.
You see that bump?
I think, yeah, that explains itself. You know, I mean, just like the title say, what's that? Spring broken. You know, 7 days of bad decisions. You know, what are the Saints doing for 7 days?
Yep.
You know, we doing something righteous in this time.
Right, right. And before we talk about that, man, I bet when these bumps go away from this chick, she gonna be talking about she need a $high man. Still,
Oh, yeah. 6
you know,
foot.
you go out
yeah.
on spring break, you live your life, you contract these diseases, man, that you can't get rid of, and now your life is pretty much over. But the sad thing is that she's gonna go and live her life like ain't none of that happened.
Yep.
Probably. We hope not. You know, that definitely sounds bad, but you know, man, a lot of these chicks be out here and men, they be out here just spreading this stuff around, man, and it ain't cool at all.
And that hurts us. You know, we are brothers that hope if we the Most High's will that one day we'll meet a woman who fits us and suits us. But this is what we have to contend with. This is what the population is filled with is sisters who go down to spring break and party and live it up and then waste their 20s away.
Yep.
And then they want to come in their 30s, their 40s, come typically to a church and be like, yeah,
I need
yeah, Jesus called me and I'm renewed and
Born again. I'm
Yep.
a virgin too.
Yeah.
yeah, yep.
I'm a born again virgin.
You're right. They say that. Let's pull up that other clip. You talking about you're a
Out of
born
your
again
mind.
virgin? What's that? Pull up that first one. That debauchery is going on in Houston. These are some of the background of a lot of, and it's not just women. Of course, it's the men too going down there to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You got them transformers out there.
That's a whole nother topic.
Dang, in Houston though?
Oh yeah.
You got Optimus Prime and Bumblebee.
Oh man, that's bad.
Megatron.
Mega.
Houston. Houston is like Atlanta of the Midwest, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay on topic though. Let's bring up that. These, like you said, these sisters come back and say, I'm a virgin. But look what they was doing on spring break. And like I said, it's not just the women, it's the men too.
Absolutely.
It's the men too, because the men are going down there searching for that, looking for that.
Exactly.
But we're showing that through the Spirit of the Most High, that there's brothers that are not on that are looking for something different. You see them right here. Let's play that video. Now, I didn't say daylight.
Oh wow.
They got the lights on in the car. They in the middle of the street. Getting that Bumpy Johnson on.
Wow.
This I don't know.
This is from Houston 2026.
Yeah, that's definitely worth another play,
Yeah.
man. We got to run that
Go
back.
ahead.
Hit the audio.
Yeah, I got you.
Bro, it's not that deep. Y'all need to chill the fuck out.
All right.
Everybody in Houston, everybody.
What y'all gotta say about that
That
one, man?
case, man.
It's crazy.
Where's the decency?
Let's let the youngest speaker right here speak. You know, what you think
Yeah.
about this? You
Where's
know,
the
these-
decency,
These
man?
people are closer to your age, you know.
Yeah. There's no decency. There's no discretion involved in that. Like, come on now.
Now let's say in 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you 22, you be 27, right? Let's say you meet somebody and they've converted. They changed their life. But then you see a video from 2026, Houston, and they were on there. And they're like, I'm interested in you, Ibram. What you think? You
You
say
giving
no.
that a chance? I'm cool. You giving that a chance?
I'm cool.
But she
look, in the future, let's say you did get with them. They would be like, oh, that's your girl right there. She went viral in Houston. That's you right there.
I gave her that Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah. Over you bragging about it.
Bumped on her.
Yeah.
Couldn't be me.
And so this is what we're dealing with. And we understand the appeal. We certainly understand that there's this desire to go out and have fun and enjoy yourself and live a little. But what we do, we are getting ready, like you said, this is 7 days of bad decisions.
Right.
What are we getting ready? We're getting ready to have 7 days of fun, but doing it in a beautiful, righteous way. Brothers and sisters coming together.
Right.
Now, like I said, we have a more spiritual platform, House of Wisdom. Definitely need to go follow and like that channel, subscribe to it.
For sure.
But
Click that like.
yep, click the like button. But this is not the channel to talk about those things. But we have feasts like Passover, unleavened bread. We all gather together, and for all the brothers who spend those 7 days there, you know it is a fun event. We get to take all the cares of the world and just enjoy ourselves in righteousness. But this is what the world has given us, and this is what we have to contend with.
Yeah.
Wicked.
Hakan, why you over there crying?
Nah, man, I'm reading these comments, man. Our people going crazy in the comments, man. Somebody said these people got body counts of 4 digits.
Wow.
That's wild.
I've never heard of that.
True though, 4 digits is crazy.
Walls, none of this.
Oh man,
Crazy.
They working so hard, they need some infinite waters.
Yeah.
Carrying out four
get that.
Yeah. Get you
for
some of
body
this.
counts.
absolutely.
Let's pull up that next video. What we got? And for anybody want to join the discussion, if you right now in Houston on spring break and you want to come and cuss us out, feel free to join the Zoom call.
Feel free.
But we're going to talk about that bump.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
might talk about that.
We gonna ask, did you make it to the clinic today?
They scared of doctors.
Yeah. Or if you want to weigh in, maybe you and your youth were at spring break. Maybe at another time you used to go spring break, and maybe it wasn't like this. Maybe it wasn't always like this. Why is it that this new generation is doing all this crazy stuff, all this wild stuff?
Right.
Here's another thing too with the young generation is this social media stuff. Not everything you do needs to go on social media.
Absolutely.
People be filming.
Live, man.
Yeah.
Facts.
Just live your life. Enjoy it. Let it be a memory in your head. But people want to, I'm on the podcast. I'm on the night that
Right.
it's already being filmed.
Yeah. People can't even drive or eat or cook. You know, I mean, nothing wrong if you're a content creator, but just normal stuff in your life. You know, people just got to record it. Like,
Yep.
like it's an itch or something.
Can't see
Yep.
the moment.
Got to show the world.
This is another topic, another podcast you might do is truckers, how the life of a trucker is.
Ooh.
But there's no lack of that on social media. I'm seeing all these people, all this young generation filming everything they do.
Yo.
Yeah.
And they go out, drop their tripod, put their phone up, go back in their truck, take off.
Right.
Then they come back up. Let me go get my pocket. Let me go get my tripod. It's fake.
Yeah.
Why would I do all that stuff? But look at what the young generation is doing on spring break. Look at this social media trend that they got going on. Let's pull up that next video.
It's a video or you want
Oh,
this
it's just
one right
slide. Yeah, look at. Go ahead and read that, Hakan.
here? It says girls trip.
Girls trip.
Women with boyfriends are getting exposed for having one night stands. Damn.
Hit that
the next
arrow.
button.
Yeah, hit the next
Too
button.
high, can't focus.
There you go.
What's the hashtag?
First night in Houston.
First
Damn.
night.
On the very first night.
Wow.
First
Wow.
night. How well you know somebody on the first night?
You don't.
Crazy.
Nothing.
You don't. You know nothing
No, you
about
know
it.
their last name.
You don't know if they
Don't
got
even
that Bumpy
care.
Johnson or not.
You know my favorite color.
She gonna find out.
Look at another one.
Gotcha.
First date in Houston. That's the trend. Look, another one. Another one.
Another
Yeah.
one.
She
Hey,
smiling.
DJ Kyle. Yeah, she already know.
Another one.
Another one. DJ Kyle. Another one. They just keep coming.
That
It's
girl-
Look at that one. Look at that one. Look at dude. He look underage. He look underage.
oh man, you 22 with a goatee. This dude ain't got no facial hair.
He's
How
still in
old is
high
he?
school.
Baby.
He's still in high
Man.
school.
Man.
He lied.
Yep. This is the trend. This is what's going on in Houston. And the same thing is going on in Daytona, in Fort Lauderdale, in Miami. Same stuff. Why is this a trend? That one night, first night in Houston, you filming somebody in your bed.
Yep.
This is insanity.
It's very childish.
Like I said, imagine in a few years, brothers who have earnestly desired a righteous, upstanding woman. You got somebody that you talking to, and then maybe they talking scriptures back to you, and then they talking about spiritual things, and you think you have some sort of connection. Then you see they face on a
First
trend.
day in Houston.
Yep,
They stay.
2026, first day in Houston, and they laid up in the bed with somebody.
Got bed bugs in there too.
Yeah, they got more than bed bugs. Pull up the next link. They got this trend is prevalent for all those people who went down to Houston.
It's the same girl.
Don't go to Houston.
Actually, yeah, we're good. We good. We
Not on spring break.
yeah, we already see the trend. This is insane, and it doesn't stop in just sexual immorality in the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a bunch of people gathered together, filled with drinks, trying to have a good time, what are you gonna have? Violence.
Violence,
Wicked.
theft.
We see that from the days of old,
That's
Absolutely.
No.
sin.
It ain't gonna be good.
Absolutely. That's one of the things about a wise man, being wise, is that you don't just live in the moment. You can look back at the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can look back at the mistakes of men from before. And so we know that so many people were called down from their higher calling to engage in this fun and this pleasure.
Yep.
And this is the same as getting us. I wouldn't be surprised if you had somebody go to spring break this week, next week they in church.
Oh yeah.
Next week they at the mosque.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Party on
You probably know some. Sound like you know something.
Oh yeah. That's actually what's going on.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not surprising. I mean, some women, they dress the same as they go to church.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
that is
Wearing
very
those-
true.
Yeah.
I seen it.
You're right.
Wearing those dresses, and they'd put on the same thing and go to church.
You're right.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
I'm just agreeing with you because I've seen it. You know, we in some really wicked times.
Yeah. Yep. And so, like we said, in times before, we've seen the angels of the Most High go down the mountain to enjoy this party. It was the same thing. You know, we already know the Messiah said the last day shall be like the day of Noah.
Yep. Steroids at that.
Yeah. This is the days of Noah on steroids.
Yeah.
So Noah wasn't just, it wasn't just him. There was all these people on earth doing all types of crazy things, all sorts of events. We see it written in the books. They had drink houses. What do you got here in Houston? Drink house. They had women dressed in all types of tight garments. What do they have here? The same thing.
Yep.
And this is so that the darkness can take away the light from the world. But we're trying to be that light. And we're hoping to find some light, but it's so dark. It's so bleak out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, con.
Absolutely.
They got clubs and they got like $600 entry fee to get in there.
Mm-hmm.
600
$600.
$100
just for one night, huh?
one night to get that bump up.
Clubs that would be free on other days, or at least entry would be free, or entry might be something reasonable, $20.
something.
But spring break, they gouging.
Yeah.
Give me $600, $2,000, and I'll reserve a section for you.
Go home broke.
Yeah,
Go home broke.
Bro, with a bump.
right.
The bottles.
We're not gonna let that down. Folks are getting gifts, like you said. Gifts maybe they didn't expect.
Mm-hmm. That's the Tyler Podcast. Spring broken.
Spring broken.
You leave it. You go in there with pockets full of money, leaving pockets empty, but you got something else carrying with you.
Yeah.
Gonorrhea.
Right.
Yeah.
You bought a bump.
Somebody back said you bought some pups.
$600.
Yep.
How much it cost?
Let's pull up that next video. What was going on? Now they had you know anything about that Houston rodeo? You shy?
No, I didn't hear about that Houston rodeo until recently.
Okay.
So is it supposed to be like a new thing or?
No, they always have rodeos there.
Okay.
I was not fascinated just sitting there seeing somebody just jump on a bull and try to chase it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess when you're there for a week with nothing to do, you need to find something to do. So they go find the people jumping on bulls, trying to tame them. But instead of just watching, let's pull that up.
Yeah, it's a horse. That's exactly what it is.
That's a cop. Play that.
Cop on a horse.
That's the whole video.
It's just short.
Oh,
Look at that. Brawling. Pull up the next one.
Yeah, I know we briefly touched on that, man. Like whenever you got the alcohol involved, you know, the smokes, the weed, you know, this is what you get. You know, you get these people, man, they get rowdy, they start going crazy, and 12 got to come and shut the party down.
Yeah. Yeah.
What like they say in the world, you know, with Hennessy, anything is possible.
Anything is possible, huh?
Anything.
Or what they say about E&J? It's gonna be a bad day.
It's gonna be a bad
Look at this.
Treasure.
Houston Rodeo, March 14th.
The ghetto.
Straight ghetto.
They said this rodeo has never, ever been shut down since the time they started, except on the 14th. They said that thing had to be shut down. Let's play that one.
Y'all we got Sharkeisha out there, man. She throwing them blows.
Sharkeisha, no.
Hey, that's somebody's future wife out there, man. It's crazy.
Right. And the fight is over what? What y'all think that fight could be over? What you think they could be fighting over? Y'all got any ideas? What could they be fighting over?
Shit, somebody probably stepped on little dude dance. Dude dancing, y'all. Oh man, that's crazy.
Oh,
Dang.
They dancing
Hey,
while
they
they
was
fighting?
fighting, they start
Dancing while
dancing
they
out.
fight.
Wow.
They like he crumping.
Wow.
Wow. It went from a fight to a dance battle.
Somebody just put a wig
Put
on?
on wigs.
Oh,
Man.
that's terrible.
Just an untamed crowd.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
And like I said, it's not just the women. It's the men too.
Pandemonium.
What y'all think they could be fighting over? What's worth them fighting over?
It could be anything, man. It's
Like you said, anything possible?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They off that drink.
Anything is possible.
Yeah.
Yep.
They ready for anything. You know, except them bumps.
Yep. They got this thing. You know, the Houston spring break I think was mostly our people, black people, right?
Yeah.
They got this thing called black fatigue. That's other people who don't do this stuff, who see what our people do and are just underwhelmed by it, just tired of it, just want people to act normal, go out and be civilized, I guess is the term. And like I said, it's not all of us. It's not every single one of us, but these are the ones that get the limelight. These are the ones that become, I don't want to say our spokesman, but that take the forefront. Nobody's gonna report about Houston. Oh, brothers, got contentious, but they quelled the argument. They shook hands and they went about the way. Nobody's gonna report on that. But we're going to see the worst of it. We're going to see women and men in a car with the lights on in the middle of the street getting bumpy. We're going to see people shutting down the rodeo. If the rodeo went as planned, there would be no report on it. Like you lived in Houston, you didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
But now we're at the forefront of shutting that thing down. This is what we're doing. This is what's going on at spring break. Houston, Daytona. Anybody got one of that from Daytona? They did that shooting. Well, they weren't really shooting. They had water bottles and they were slapping them together, making it sound like shots, and the whole crowd was running.
Oh, wow.
Now Daytona got to go on a lockdown.
Dang.
Daytona got to go on a lockdown.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and the reason we having this podcast, man, we letting y'all know, men and women, like some men and a lot of women who live these righteous lives, man, we ain't interested in stuff like that, We ain't going out here to do this. And if you one of those people who may be out there engaging in that lifestyle, you will not find, someone that's righteous. You know what I'm saying? A man that's going to lead you. And if you're a man out there, you ain't going to find you can help me, because we don't engage in activities of that such, So if you're looking for a husband at some point, or if you may be looking for a wife, men and women, you guys should not be engaging in these type of debaucherous, activities.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Absolutely. What you get in spring break, anytime you go on one of these spring break festivities, parties, you, as Hakam said, you're not gonna find a spouse.
Nope.
Unless that's the level you're on, that's what you want in a spouse, you're not gonna find that. I mean, if you have somebody who's going down to Houston putting $2,000 down to reserve a section that he's not even guaranteed to get, is that a worthwhile husband?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Nah.
What's he gonna do when y'all get older? When y'all actually marry, y'all gotta make real life decisions.
Oh no, she crashing now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, the new PS6 about to drop, and this plate didn't go, and I gotta drop that 2 stacks on that joint.
Yeah.
But we late on rent. But I got the PS6.
Yep.
I want to have fun.
Yeah.
I want to have fun.
Yeah. Her life is made of bad decisions.
Yep.
Being this spring break, you
Yep.
know.
I say Ecclesiasticus, a wicked person for a wicked woman,
Right.
and a righteous person for a righteous man. You
And
know.
that's the other side of the script. A man going down there, you're not gonna find a wife.
Yep.
Nah.
Probably ain't looking for a wife, man. We saw
They
some
not
of those
for a wife.
one night stands.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they looking for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They looking for numbers. It's
Hey.
trophies.
You look, I know you know what that old saying is. They be like, "We're here for a good time, not a
Not
long
long.
time."
Yeah. Yep.
Well, with that bump, you ain't gonna be here for
That's
too
tough.
Yo, yeah.
You got that bump for a very long time.
You gonna have that bump for a
Yeah.
long
You
time.
might catch something a little different than just a bump.
Right.
Looking reddish.
That bump gonna suppress your T cells.
Hey, they'll catch that. You know they gonna catch that TM7.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. That real
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, but I do have this one link.
Yeah, let's pull
it's
that
the
up.
summary of the Houston breakdown. I'm gonna pull this up real quick.
All right.
Read it. It says, this is a summary of Houston spring break. Did we miss anything? Paying $2,300 for a section in camp
Ooh-wee.
and $1,500 for a bottle.
A bottle of what?
Bottle what?
For one
E and
bottle.
J.
Gotta be.
Hennessy?
A bottle E&J.
Mm.
It's wild. Number 2.
And they said that you might pay that deposit, that $2,300, to get that section in the club.
but you might not even get it.
You might not even get it. You might go there and it's so packed. Somebody said, "Oh, he paid 23. I'm gonna pay 26."
Wow.
Okay, and you don't get your money back. It ain't like, "Oh, we're gonna give you your money back." They just took your money and took his money and maybe took a third person's money. Said, "I'm gonna put 3,000 down." And now you made 7,000
Yeah.
on one section.
That's red.
Highway robbery.
Right.
Robbery.
If I may add,
Yeah.
I think what it is these people are trying to make memories. You know, for some reason they believe that you know, they're gonna achieve or have a long lasting memory. I'm gonna make this count. These 7 days is gonna be the wildest days of my life that I probably regret forever, but I get to live it with all the people I went with. You know, that's what it seems like. You know, you spending $2,000 for what? You know,
That's a lot of money right there.
$1,500
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
I mean, we hang together. We don't even spend that much money like that, and I've had the best time of my life with righteous people.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
$5 or less.
memories that I didn't have to regret.
Yep. Absolutely. And then hanging out with brothers, people who actually have your welfare in mind, you get benefits in life. You get people who look out for you, who give you wise counsel, who help you out in life.
Man.
You're not just having fun, but you learning life lessons. What you learning down there? What you learning down there in Houston on spring break? You definitely not learning how to get rid of bumps.
Man.
You learn some lessons, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had we had the unfortunate experience before going on a family trip. We went to Panama City, not thinking anything of it. You know, it's a beach town, you know.
Yeah.
Nice white sands and all that. And it happened to be at spring break time. And it was, I mean, even back, this was at least 10 years ago. Even then it was a mess. Then it was crazy. I mean, you had just all types of people walking down the street, people getting drunk publicly in the streets, just people doing all types of stuff. I actually, another thing that a few years ago, we actually went to Antigua. And, you know, in the Caribbean, they big on that carnival season.
Ooh.
And I didn't know. We didn't know. We went during the summertime, and they had that carnival. That was one of the worst things I had ever seen.
That's like Mardi Gras, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like Mardi Gras.
Man.
Wickedness.
But I would venture to say that in the Caribbean is worse.
Wow. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. They straight up got this thing. I think it's called Juve or Juvert or something like that. And basically, I think what they're saying is essentially they're saying that they paint their face black and say that they are embodying a demon. And that demon is taking over them and making them do all the stuff that they're doing. This is literally, I'm not exaggerating. This is literally what they say. This is part of their festivities.
Wow.
And so you have them doing all types of stuff, and now you get to blame it on the demon, but not in the righteous way. But like in this wicked way, the demon made me grab this woman and just hump her in the middle of the street.
Right.
And they invite kids to come too. They actually invite kids to come.
Wow.
And I'm seeing women on the float. You ever seen them? You probably see it on Instagram, social media. Women in these garments.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, scantily clad. Like
the Vegas kind of garments, or what? What are you talking?
Yeah, it's like basically it's like just a line.
Yeah.
And it's got a little shimmer, like bejeweled, and then maybe got some wings or some flowers on it, something like that.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Not chicken wings.
Not
just some sort of decoration. And they actually, I mean, I guess that's just acceptable. And with kids around.
Wow.
I mean, and they, like, I literally saw, they got these floats, right?
Yeah.
And so they make this caravan of these floats, kind of like, what's that Macy's parade they do, is that New York or whatever?
Yeah, they do it for Mardi Gras too.
They do?
The floats, yeah.
You been there?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Back in the day, huh?
Back in the day.
Yep.
But those parades, basically what you're describing is basically people with no clothes on, walking through the streets.
Yep.
Riding on horses and all kinds of, devices, like you said, big contraptions, and they're on there, they're throwing beads and stuff, not to, bring anybody into a reminiscence about it, but it's like you said, it's debaucherous, or like you're going. So yeah, I know exactly.
And that time just passed, I believe. I believe that's in like late February.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone. But they were doing the same thing.
Yeah.
One thing I saw that's seared in my mind that I try to get rid of when I was there, I literally saw. I just couldn't understand. They were on that float. Dude grabbed this girl and was literally just in front of everybody.
Yeah.
In front of everybody. This is what they do.
Wow.
And I'm baffled. I'm shocked. I'm surprised. And these are the same people. I mean, most people in the Caribbean are religious.
Not that day, huh?
Not that day. Not that day.
They had other plans.
Yeah. That day they put God to the side.
Yeah.
This demon is taking over me.
What they say in the world is demon time?
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was said so many times in Houston this past week.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
So many times Daytona, it's demon time. That means do all types of BS and foolery.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I think we actually got a caller in right now.
Oh, we got a caller?
Right. Yeah, go ahead with it, brother.
Go ahead.
Talk to us. Doing all right.
What's going on? How you
What's
feeling?
happening?
You at spring break? You in Daytona right now? That's where you calling from?
There you go.
So my question is, for you young brothers, man, especially for those who went to college, man, how did you guys govern yourselves to avoid the turmoil and the debauchery that's out there right now with this whole spring break stuff?
All right, Ken, you want to take the flow first?
All right, just repeat the question, so I'm just make sure.
When you were in college and you was going buck wild, how'd you recover from that?
like what you mean recover? I mean,
Nah. He said, how do you? I guess he's more so saying, what would be maybe your advice to some people in college now who are living that life? What would you say? How would you avoid the same stuff that's going on today?
The bumpy circumstances.
Yeah.
The bumpy
that we have here.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is, man, just don't even be out there. I mean, if okay, I mean, I understand if you want to have a good time. But honestly, there's environments that promise nothing but bumpy Johnsons, you know, fights as we see. You know, there was a club, I'm from Birmingham, and we used to have, there was a club called Sky, and every weekend they used to get to fighting. Just about every weekend.
And shooting. And it's still packed.
Yeah. And everybody come the next week, you know? It's just like, don't even go to something like that if you know it's going to be fighting, shooting, debaucherous activities. It might be somebody's girlfriend in that club that you may see, and because of the environment is dark, nobody can see, you can interact with them, and next thing you know, somebody, hey man, that's my girl.
They don't like that.
Yeah, they came late to the party.
Probably ugly too.
They probably wasn't getting no text back. So what they do?
They pulling up.
They about to pull up on you, and you got his girl in your lap or some dumb stuff. You know, you know. So it's just like, don't even put yourself in positions like that. You know, these women are not marriage material.
I think that's how a lot of those fights start, right? Is that a lot of those shootings you see at clubs and at parties, at spring break, I think they start like that. That somebody saw free game.
Oh, yeah.
Said, this girl dancing. She got booty shorts on. Let me go dance up on her.
Exactly.
And she doing all that. She let him do it. And somebody come out, hey, that's my girl, man. What you doing, man? That's my girl.
This your girl?
It ain't no explanation.
Yeah.
Ain't no talking. What you finna do?
Yeah, and they're like,
Hey, get your dukes up.
yeah, he's like, nah. Dukes up. Ain't nobody doing dukes up nowadays.
Yeah, you right.
Nowadays,
Yeah. With that sweet cheese.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nowadays, just pop, 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 pop.
Ain't no talk.
That was my girl, bro.
Right.
That's why I killed your ass. All right.
Yeah.
That's why they do it, and I think that's why a lot of those fights start. Is just that it's some girl who's loose and wild, and some dude sees an opening and slides in.
Girls gone wild.
Yep. Especially on spring break.
Yeah.
And then another dude comes up and says, that was my girl. And if that was your girl, why is she doing that?
Yeah.
He don't care.
Yeah.
He heard about you
Yeah, right.
touching his girl, but she ain't in her head. She for the streets.
Yep.
Streetwalkers.
One more question. I just got one more question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And can everybody, I don't know if everybody on YouTube, if you let us know if you can hear everybody on Zoom, just make sure. But go ahead.
Click the like.
Yeah, so when it comes to, let's just say, a lot of these people, from what we can see, they you mentioned some spiritual components earlier, man, and it looks like these people are enraged and inflamed with their flesh. And I don't mean to get too spiritual, but my question is, you guys are from that kind of environment. Like, I didn't go to college, I never experienced that. So I guess my question more clearly is, if somebody didn't get that experience, right? You guys apparently are some wise men, and my question is, how would I govern myself not being exposed to that, but having those same tendencies?
Hey, Carla, I need you to ask that question one more time. We got you coming through the live feed now. Just one more time.
Okay, third. So my question is, a person who isn't, again, I'm gonna reiterate again, you guys are obviously wise young men, and my question would be, somebody who does not have the experience, self-governance, looking at that, they're going to be enticed in their flesh. How could they reason? What information could you tell them right now to remove that thought process from them?
Yeah, what I would say is think of the end result, because the front looks good, but when you think on beyond that, you see there's nothing you're gaining, nothing you're getting.
Yeah.
Like these parties, right? These parties that they go to college. I mean, college parties are some of the most boring, wackest stuff ever.
Swag.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Inexpensive.
Yeah. You paying all this money to look good. And by the time that you get in that party, you jumping up and down to some loud music, going deaf, smelling smoke, getting that blowing on you, paying all this extra money for drinks.
Yeah.
And by the time you leave, you just hot and sweaty and got nothing that you came for.
You go home stinking.
Yeah.
I remember them days.
Yeah.
Stinking. Smelling like we said, Like whatever they smoking in the room.
Yeah.
Smell like backwater.
There you go, like backwoods.
Right.
And what do you ultimately have from that? Now I know that's still kind of a long stretch for a young person to kind of really look at.
Yeah.
To think about is to try to think beyond the now. But one of the best things somebody can do is find a good replacement.
Absolutely.
And I think that replacement really needs to be a spiritual kind of group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was gonna add to that as well. You know, when you in college, man, you find yourself around a bunch of people who want to do those type of things. You know, who want to go to spring break, who want to go to these clubs, and who want to, you know, do all this wicked stuff. And I say the biggest thing for me, you know, you definitely have to find yourself a better group of people to be around. Like we on the podcast right now, you know, we are young brothers, you know, the brothers that you're looking at right now are the brothers who we hang with, you know. So since we're on one accord, you know what I'm saying, with doing spiritual things, like all of us hit the gym, you know, all of us work out, we take care of our bodies, we eat healthy, you know, and we able to do this because we're a community of people, you know. But if you hanging around, you know, people who smoking weed and drinking that drink, you know, 24/7, then you gonna find yourself doing the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
So if you in college, I would say find those people, you know, who may be spiritual, you know, find people who have understanding of the scriptures, and ultimately, you know, that would help you stray away from spring break, you know, and getting Bumpy Johnson in your life.
Yeah. If I can add to that, and I'm not sure if y'all have something y'all wanted to add.
Go ahead.
Okay, but essentially, I heard it from, you know, like somebody in high school. You know how people come and they give you like just wise words of advice, and I think this is what Hakam is saying can translate to you making better, wiser, and more spiritual decisions. He said, you know, basically, if you hang around people that don't have the same thing to lose as you, then you're going to, you know, at some point, you know, sabotage yourself. You know, basically just don't hang with people that don't have the same things to lose as you.
I'm an interest.
You gotta evaluate that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you got a job and they don't, I mean, you know, and they're not seeking to better themselves, they're spending all the money that they do or are capable to get, whether that's legal or not, and spending on weed and all that stuff and going to parties, and you see yourself achieving better things, you want better things for yourself, then you might want to reevaluate, you know, your circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And go ahead. You have something?
I was going to say, just expound on it, like a rotten apple with a good apple, we put it all together and everything, it's going to turn rotten as well. So you got to surround yourself with like-minded people, like-minded brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I would say with that as well that we're showing examples of young people who are not engaged in that lifestyle. And so you can find them. They're out there. You know, a lot of them, probably the majority of them, yes, maybe out there in spring break. But if that's not you, if that's not what you're looking for, you can find those people that suit you, who are not about that life. There's a lot of people who were like talking about they were chilling.
Yeah.
They're like, look at everything going on in spring break. There, I'm here chilling. I'm saving me my $2,300.
Right.
And so you have to find those like-minded people. Now, if that's what you like, if that's what you do, hey,
More power to you.
Yeah, more power to you. That's you.
I mean, you got 2 bands. Hey, send them my way.
Yeah, your shy could use them 2 bands.
Right.
There's
y'all
rip
can-
money and
He'll get you a section. He'll go ahead. He knows the club owner. But you know, if that's what you want to do, that's how you want to spend your money. That's what you want to do. You know, enjoy yourself, have fun. But for those who are looking for something outside of that, who recognize that that's not going to fulfill you, that's not going to help you, that's not going to propel you in life. Now, everybody wants to have fun. Nobody says I don't want to have fun.
Absolutely.
But have the right kinds of fun.
Right. And also we got one in the comments, man. He said something profound. He said you need to have a 6-month evaluation of each relationship that you have with people in general.
100%.
And I think that's wise. You need to evaluate the people that you're hanging around because if you're not changing them, then you're gonna become like them.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
those are all the words that I
6
have.
months is just to open the door too.
Right.
Yeah.
That ain't enough. 6 months, the doors are all right. 6 months, I see that everything's good. Now let's explore. Let's maybe we could see how a relationship would work here. But we've been sold this fairy tale, that love at first sight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Real.
That love at first night in Houston.
Love at first night.
And
It remind me of the movie Booty Call.
This guy.
Yeah.
and that is once again a fairy tale. That is something that HGTV and Hallmark has sold to us, and Disney Channel has sold to us. That his man is gonna at some party at Freaknik at spring break is gonna find a slipper and say, "Where's my Cinderella? I need to go find her. I only saw her once. That's my true love." And you're gonna go and find her, and you're gonna live happily ever after. But that's not a real relationship. That is phony. That's fake. It's gonna take, like the person said in the comments, a good 6 months just to know, are y'all even compatible enough to explore a relationship?
Right.
And so anything beyond that, you're really rolling the dice. And this is not just a 6-sided dice. This is a 6 billion sided dice.
Yeah.
And you're hoping to find the one. Go ahead. You were gonna say something?
Oh no, I just agreeing though. Heavy stuff.
Yeah. Let's I think now's the time for our sponsor. Before we get ready to shut this down, I want to bring back that list, and then after we bring up that list of everything going on in Houston, I think we should give the flip side. We should talk about brothers looking out to either have fun or even find a spouse, potential spouse, or even women doing the same thing. Where should young men who are not into that life, where should they go? What should they be engaged in to go and find and have that camaraderie with people and to have a good relationship, not a first night in Houston kind of relationship?
Coffee shops.
Well, we're gonna get to that in the end.
gonna get to it.
We're gonna get to that. Let's bring up our sponsor. It's their time for their ad roll. Time to pay some bills. We need $2,300 so we can get a section in Houston. This is Infinite Waters, everybody. If you were partying super hard on spring break, you got a nasty hangover, this is what you want. Infinite Waters rehydrates, it remineralizes, it brings back all the things you lost in sweat or that certain things have stripped away, whether from extraneous activity, you were going hard, you were working out, you were sweating if you work manual labor, whatever you may be doing. If you need some extra energy, a boost, Infinite Waters does that. Go check them out on Amazon. They've sponsored this podcast, and we really appreciate them for that. They're a small company helping out small podcasts. So go find them on Amazon. Go and order. Leave a review. Let them know your experience with the product. I can give you my own testimony, which I probably will do in another podcast about how Infinite Waters has worked for me, and I drink this just about every day.
Absolutely. It's an essential that we must have when we go to that gym, Mike. It's an essential. Gotta be hydrated.
Sensational.
Helps you push out that good pump,
Yeah.
Stay healthy. So yeah, definitely go and shop with our sponsor, Infinite Waters.
Oh, absolutely.
It's also good if you're having a good time, for those Houston goers that like E and J. This is a good recovery, for anyone that's just had a good night.
Yep.
Say it like that.
Yep.
Not no Bumpy Johnson night though.
Yeah, you can't kill no Bumpy Johnson.
Yeah, it can do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Can't
Do a
do
lot
that.
of things. You can't do that. Can't do that. I recommend you go see your physician for that one.
Yeah, no one gets sued.
Yeah.
False advertising.
Yeah, right. Y'all said this is gonna kill my Bumpy Johnson.
Ooh, no, we
did. We still in the 9th hour. Let's bring that list back up, man, about how about spring break Houston.
All right.
What that was like.
Get back to it. So we finished number 1. We're gonna move on to number 2. Says they were paying $100 to get in 50-15, which is usually free. Damn.
Y'all know 50-15? Anybody know that?
I don't know what that is.
What's that?
I don't know. I guess it's some sort of club out there in Houston. Usually free. Paying $100.
Wow.
just to get in. Not to buy. You know, they always charge for the liquor and everything on top of that.
Sections.
Yep.
So you telling me somebody paid $100 and then they had to pay $2,300 for a section that they probably didn't get, and then spent $1,500 on a bottle. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sound like they balling.
Yeah.
What you gonna tell your
Sound like it, them
grandkids?
folks balling down there.
Yeah.
What you gonna tell your grandkids? When they ask what you did in your 20s?
Wasted all that money in Houston.
That's why we broke now.
Yeah.
All right, so
Dad, tell us a story from the Iran War. I don't have them, but I have spring break stories. We used to spend $2,300 on a section.
Thanks.
All right, move on to number 3. It said we're standing outside in storming rain to get into Sakai, which is probably another club, and most people still never got in.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. I heard that it had some torrential, stormy rain over there in Houston during that spring break.
Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, man, it was wild. You didn't even get to have the fun that you thought you were gonna have. Torrential rain. Let's read on.
Number 3, it says paying for a section.
Oh, where we at? Number 4?
Yeah, this is actually number 4. Paying for a section just for them to give it away to somebody who's willing to pay more.
So you pay $2,300, which is insane.
Wow.
I mean, that's a car. No, I mean that's not a car payment.
That's crazy.
That's your mortgage payment.
You could have went on a cruise with that money.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's guaranteed.
There's some people who pay less than $2,300 a month for all the expenses,
True.
and you spending that for a section you may not even get.
Mm-hmm.
What you even doing in a section? What you do over there?
You gonna take pictures?
Yeah. Yep.
For the ground.
Yeah. There you go.
For the ground.
Yep. For the gram, just sit there for the $2,300 for the gram, just to look like a baller.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Fake
go
ball
ahead.
out there.
Yeah. Where are these college students getting this stuff from? I mean, it's mostly college students, right?
Oh, that's scholarship money then.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Flexing $1,000. Like, look at this money.
It's that loan. It's that loan you got. Yeah. It's that semester loan. You know. But think about the owners of these places. How much money are they making?
That's the real question.
Yeah.
They making bank off these folks.
Yeah.
Price gouging.
Yeah. They banking on us being dumb.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we just giving them the money.
Oh yeah, we doing it for a good time.
They might not even be, look like us, just trying to be politically correct, but
Yeah. And they are making bank on these college students. I think now is the college spring break. I think they're getting ready for the high school spring break.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So these business owners got 2-3 weeks of all this. Now, unless you got a fake ID, you're a high school student, you're not getting into some of these clubs.
Right.
Or you shouldn't be anyway.
yeah.
But still, you got all these stores and spots on the beach. You got hotels you still got to get, Airbnb, car rentals, all this kind of stuff.
Wow, true.
Where you getting the money from? I never thought in my days in high school to go down to Daytona or Miami or Panama. So I was like, how am I going to do that?
That is true.
Yeah, and the funny thing about that is they'll still let you in. You pay the right amount, they still let you in, no matter how old you are.
Yeah, they don't care.
Dang.
Yeah.
Still let you in the club.
It's about that money, huh?
It's about the money at that
Yeah.
point.
Wow.
All about the money.
How you going to get it as a high school student, though?
You got fake IDs now.
Fake
Yeah,
ID.
but how you going to get the money is what I'm asking. Unless you just ask your parents. You got rich parents. Brother on stage says sugar daddies. Yep.
Sugar father.
Yep.
Sugar daddy.
Sugar mama too.
Yeah. Some men looking for that too.
He ain't gonna be happy when you come back with that bump. Then
Bring him some gifts. You brought me something back from Miami? Yes, I did.
I did.
And so this is insane. I never thought in my high school days like take a trip to Panama City with friends from high school. I was like, how am I gonna get the money to do that? How am I gonna get the money to rent a car,
yeah.
get a hotel, buy my food and everything while I'm there, and then all the fun and entertainment that I need to do while I'm there? How am I gonna do that?
How you? Yeah.
But these kids in high school were doing it, and they still doing it today. I mean, gas prices right now should be prohibiting any high schooler, probably even most college students, from going down to Houston, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, wherever they want to go.
But they going.
Where there is a will, there is a way.
There's a way.
They in the house.
Yep, they outside, as they say. They don't have a will to do good things, do upstanding things, but they have a will to go to Miami, to go to Houston. It is in their will to do that, and they will find it. They need that $4 a gallon for gas. They will get it.
Yeah.
Let's bring that list back up. What else we got?
All right, we got number 5. Next says these kids are having
Blank.
blank. Yeah,
There you go.
cars with no tent
No tent.
parked on the streets
On the
with
street.
lights.
Street life.
Yeah, we already saw that.
Yeah.
Abomination. I mean,
Straight.
no decorum about themselves. I mean, you can't even. At least the people doing first night in Houston, they were in their bed in privacy. These people right there on the street in their car, lights on, windows down, bumping it.
I don't be surprised they being behind a billboard or something. Or garbage can.
They putting on a show out there.
I mean, we just saw what they was doing stuff in the car.
Yeah.
Just in public. I mean,
Right.
No light. I mean, no privacy. No
Lights on.
lights on.
Yeast out.
They got on that demon face.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, their face must be painted black.
Demon time.
Demon time.
Mm-mm.
Let's read on. What else is going on?
All right, 6, they in the club getting mace. They made everybody leave.
Yep.
It's common when people fight in clubs. You got 7, they were fighting at the rodeo. We
Fighting
actually
at the
saw that.
road. Yeah.
Fighting at the rodeo.
What you gotta fight? That's my bull. That's my steer right there. You steal my steer. What you fighting over
Right.
Yeah,
at the rodeo?
it's that drink, man. I saw
Yep.
a video. We don't have it, but I saw this one girl was talking about how she went out with like some friends of hers, but then they were around a bunch of people that they didn't know, and this girl drink ended up getting laced. Like she got a drink laced, and she got real like drunk, and she
man.
got into it with her friend. Man, her friend beat her up, real bad because she was
Dang.
off of that drink, and then they was just talking about the importance, man, of being around these people. You know what I'm saying, that you don't know. And like I said, a lot of those fights probably was happening because of that, man. People were slipping stuff in their drinks,
Witchcraft.
Yeah.
Yep.
and now you're through.
Yeah.
You get laid out somewhere,
Your mind altered.
right?
Yep. And that's another one too, man. People just laid out. People just, I mean, out their mind, not in a conscious state. I'd never want to get to a point like that. You know,
Yeah.
people of a legal age limit, they drink, they enjoy themselves. What's the point of getting flat out drunk? What's the point of getting passed out? I want to see if I can find that image. I saw a dude in Houston, I mean, on the ground, passed out.
Wow.
Passed out. Let me see if I can find that while we go back to this, or if anybody had anything they want to add.
Yeah, I'm gonna just add this. Yeah, I'm gonna just add this, man. We know why they keep it 7 days of spring break. You know, right now we got 7 days of the Feast of Unleavened Bread and Passover that we about to keep.
All praises.
You know,
That's right.
and which is the holy feast of the Most High. You know, so once again, you know, you do have righteous men out here, man. Like I said, not engaged in that lifestyle, but righteous, and we're looking, you know, single brothers out here, man. They actually looking for, you know, righteous women. Like I said, we ain't finding women in no spring break in Houston,
Nah.
Panama, or whatever, you know.
It's a lot of leaven over there.
Whole lot of leaven,
Whole lot of leaven.
whole lot of leaven and other things.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Bacterial
Sin.
organisms.
Hey, and that 7 days, look, that 7 days we keeping come with blessings, not bumps.
That right.
There you go.
Blessings, not bums. All 2026.
That boy had to repeat that.
Brother got bars.
Bars.
Brother got bars.
Absolutely. And while you looking for that,
Hey, hit that hard.
Come on,
Hit that Rams hard on that one.
That was fire.
That right.
All right, hey, I got the link right there. You can pull that joint up. All the way at the bottom.
All right.
Wow.
Look at what's going on in Houston. Like I said, we getting blessings, and even when at the feast that we have, when brothers hang out and enjoy themselves, we moderate ourselves.
Yeah.
We have fun, But we don't end up like this guy.
This brother laid out,
He laid
man.
out.
He gone.
He threw.
They always make it dramatic with the music in the background.
You know, they play that music.
Yeah.
You threw.
Wake up.
Dude is on the sidewalk. Laid
Got his
out.
drink laced.
And and like Akam said, maybe he drank something that was laced. Maybe somebody rolled something in his whatever he was smoking or whatever it may be. But why would you want to be like that? How was this fun? How is this something to look back on and be like, man, I had fun. I was passed out, knocked down the concrete. I had fun.
Wallet missing.
Yeah.
I had fun.
Shame.
Shoes gone.
Let's go.
Man, I lost my Air Force One, but I had fun. Insane.
Watch gone.
Yep. Everything
List goes
gone.
on and on, man.
Came home with TMV. Don't know how I got it.
TM7.
Yeah, TM7. Got that TM7, but I don't know how I got it.
Right.
I don't know when.
Who are these people's friends, man?
Right.
To just leave you on the ground like that.
And to film you.
Yeah, you don't got
Who
nothing.
fit? Right.
Yeah. Talking about wake up, folk.
Yeah.
And this is what's on camera. What about what's not on camera? Let's finish up that list and hopefully we can talk about what are some of the alternatives? What are some of the other things we can do where righteous men may want to find, whether it be righteous camaraderie, righteous women, or righteous women want to find righteous men. Where can they go? What can they do? Let's pull up that list. What else? What else is going on in spring break,
All
Houston?
right, we got number 8. They said it was paying to skip the line in the club and still wasn't getting in.
Oh,
Wow.
Dang.
$100
$100 gone.
right there.
$100 moved from 1,001 in line to 1,999 in line.
Still can't get in.
Yeah, still ain't make it. I saw pictures from the clubs. They said the clubs were so packed that 1,000 people tried to go to this mansion to get into a house party.
Oh, wow.
They were out there in the gate, like bunched up like zombies, trying to get in.
Yeah. Like sardines, man.
Yep,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that's another thing that makes me uncomfortable too. I don't know about y'all, but if I'm in a crowd that's packed like that and it's just hot and I got nowhere to move, I don't like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Hot and sweaty.
I've been-
and musty.
No, you're absolutely right. I've been in settings, unfortunately. You know, I'm a righteous man now. but in the times that I had to navigate to find this righteousness, I would say that there was times where people were hyperventilating, you know, because it was too many people. You know, where it became an emergency, but you got loud music going.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh, my friend, y'all, she's passing out,
And they're annoying you.
and they ignoring her.
Yep. Party keeps going on.
In their own world.
Man, they turn the beat up.
Wow. Stop screaming. Screaming too loud.
Take
Try
it
to
back.
shut up.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, just it's like it's coldness. It's like it's not a sense of care either in these environments. Yeah.
Yep.
Let me add on too as well. I remember
Yeah.
a time where went to a house party where they had people dancing and they were pouring liquor on the floor.
Wow.
And they were slipping too as well. And blowing smoke in people's faces too. It was like not giving a damn.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And what happens when you slip and fall one of them places? Especially if let's say, man, what happens all the time in these places? Somebody pulls out a gun.
Because you bumped into him.
Yep. And you hear that bang, 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 and the whole crowd moves.
Right.
Yep.
To the exit. What happens when you slip and fall?
Or they play a hype song and now you getting stumped on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you getting stumped on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that happens out in the wild. You ever heard of stampede?
Yeah.
Wildebeest running, and then the young one trips and stumbles.
Oh damn.
Oh,
Them it's over with.
They get killed almost. Yeah.
That's the Lion King all over again.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stop me. Hey, get back up.
Help him up.
Yep. They trampling you.
Yeah, man, that makes me think about we talked about it earlier. Makes me think about the foot wash, man. Houston was so packed. We talking about that stampede. Yo, in the country, they got this thing called like the foot washes in like real big field, got a bunch of tents, a bunch of debauchery going on as well.
Oh yeah,
But
foot wash. Yep.
every year, you got someone that starts shooting, and it's like 100,000 people out that joint, and everybody starts running in one direction.
Yep.
And you bet not fall,
It's over with.
because you're gonna be a part of the ground.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh God,
Man. And like I said, there is no care. There is no, I'm stopping, help you up. And you really start to see who your friends really are
Oh yeah.
in those moments.
Yeah. And you know, I mean, it's like I think it's like a black thing almost. Like you see one person run, you just start running.
Everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't even. Why would you go to a place and you don't even know if you're safe like that? Where you just see someone run, you don't know what's going on in your environment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
People just paranoid, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it is, especially, that's a running joke with our people. You see us running, you just join the
just start
crowd.
running.
You don't look and try to figure out what's going on. No, you just run.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I could tie it back to our principles, why we, are here. Essentially, wide is the path that leads to destruction. A very wise man said that.
Mm-hmm.
And that wide path can get you killed.
Yep.
That is true.
That's what
Yep.
It's dangerous.
And that's the unfortunate thing. People who maybe want to find something upstanding, righteous, genuine, it's hard because, like you said, everybody wants to go out and do the things that lead to destruction. They want to go and smoke and drink and go to Miami, Houston, or whatever. But there are still people who don't like that, who don't want to engage in that. And everybody needs connection.
Facts.
Where are some of the places that these people can go? I would say, firstly, chiefly, find a good spiritual group. Now, you don't have to be a house of wisdom. Obviously, that's my recommendation.
yeah, ours too.
Everybody. Yeah.
No, only recommend.
Please.
But people watching the different lifestyles, you may not agree. It is what it is. But make sure that you find real, genuine people. Find a place where the people aren't fake and phony. Find a place where the people are actually sincere about what they believe. Not some people.
Agreed.
For an example, this is off topic. I just saw a clip. A woman was in Iran. It said she filmed her own death. She was filming, and while bombs were falling, and I mean missiles were striking, and she was praying to her. She's praying, to who she prays to.
Right.
To the very end, till the missile came and hit right next to her and killed her. And that's that sincerity. Those people who would do that up until the very last moment, their very last breath. And so you can't just find any group. There's so many people who, they tout their beliefs in one breath, and the next breath they, doing something else, or they really get put to the test. They over here somewhere else. And so if you're going to find a spiritual place, you got to find somebody dedicated, diligent, people who are sincere and truthful and firmly believe in it. Or if not, you are asking for a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Literally.
Yep. Where else can people go, though? Where else can they go to find that genuine connection instead of spring break, where you get that one night stand and,
Right.
Well,
go places where, that's doing, regular hours of the day,
Yeah.
instead of late night, 2 a.m. My grandma used to say, ain't nothing good past 2 a.m. except, ain't nothing good or nothing there out in the streets except legs. That's,
The only thing open.
that's
The only thing open.
Appreciate that. Hey, your blood, me out. For real though.
Yeah.
Nothing open.
Grandma taught him some lessons.
Yeah, gas
Facts.
station and Waffle House. That's it.
And legs.
And Bumpy Johnson's house.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't want to go in there.
So yeah, go to places that are open during regular times of the day.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation at least.
I think you said earlier, coffee shops.
Yeah, my recommendation to hang at a comfortable place where it's not all that ratchet wickedness and stuff. Coffee shops, parks, hiking trails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the things and everything. Libraries too as well. Just
Yeah.
gather together and do righteousness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they one thing people can do is volunteer.
Yep.
Their volunteer work
Yeah.
too as well.
Volunteer, you're gonna meet people who are of that same mindset.
Yeah.
You know, you volunteer, obviously volunteer for something worthwhile.
Right.
But volunteer, you find other people who are doing the same thing.
Community service.
Community service.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Community service. I know back in high school, I kind of did some of that stuff, some of the volunteering, community service stuff around school, and everybody come and asking, well, who are y'all? What y'all doing? It was part of a club I was in, and people talk to you. People ask, what's going on?
Right.
What you doing? Why are you doing this?
Right.
And so that's one place we can find people who are
like-minded.
Right.
With you.
Not trying to go clubbing. Not trying to go to spring break.
Right.
Yeah.
They say dog parks is another good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I want to read one of these comments on YouTube because
Go
it's
ahead.
on point. It says only thing good at those hours they talking about the 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Are these oblations. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
The only good thing.
If you know, you know.
God.
Facts.
Did we have a caller come in?
We did have a caller come in. We'll see if he trying to hop on, talk to us.
Once again, anybody want to call in, join, or click the link in the YouTube chat. Join us on Zoom, join the discussion. And, now's probably one of the last chance before we go ahead and get this podcast closed out. So if you want to come in, join the discussion, talk with us, feel free to do that. Join us on Zoom. If you got any experience from your days going to spring break, if you at spring break, are you in Houston right now?
Yeah.
Are you about to post your first night in Houston post, and you having second thoughts because you heard our podcast or whatever it may be? Join the discussion. Click the Zoom link and talk with us. Talk with us at the 9th hour.
You need to be figuring out how you need to keep these feasts too, man. Stop going to spring break. I said right now we got 7 days of unleavened bread and Passover coming up. So
Passover
Spend $2,000 on that.
get in the scripts and figure out what you need to do to be keeping that. Worry about
Absolutely.
Houston.
That's right.
All right, caller, we got you. We got you in on the Zoom right now. Holla at us.
Shabbat Shalom.
What's going on? How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I appreciate you guys, doing this podcast on this debauchery with spring break all over the southern region. But I just want to speak on, the origin of where it came from. It's out of control now, and it's always good to see young brothers, speaking from their aspect of what's going on in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, Freaknik, it started like in Atlanta, I guess, with back in 1983, it was for the students who couldn't afford to go home for the spring break. So they fellowship together, brought this thing together, so they can have a party. But of course, we start things and staying, getting involved, and it take away from the goodness of it and turn it into this terrible thing. And that's what we witnessed today. And to see you guys speak on that, I think it's irrelevant, because we got a generation coming up after this generation that needs to know the truth. And seeing outstanding young wise brother bringing this light, it's good.
All praises.
Keep doing what you're doing. Keep, bringing these type of topics up that's happening in the world to enlighten the people. It's a beautiful thing. And like I say, man, we got feast days, for you people out there that, don't know about the high holy days and the feast days. It's better alternatives, young people out there. Come into this covenant, understand what the House of Wisdom bringing out, so you can kind of get a full understanding of what's going on out here, man. Adversaries really out here trying to corrupt the people, starting with our youth. And as you can see, with these freakniks and these parties, it's all bad, man. It's all terrible. It's all sinful. So stay away from that type of stuff, So
I
shout
agree.
out to you young brothers out there.
Appreciate you.
Doing y'all
Appreciate you.
thing, shining the light, man. It's a beautiful thing, and the
All
world needs
praises.
it, man.
All praise.
Oh yeah.
All praise to
Praises.
the
We
Most High.
appreciate you for calling in.
Yep, we appreciate that. I appreciate some of the updates on Freaknik. That's some good information.
Yeah.
Like I said, start out with just that. College students can't go home for spring break. Let's stay here and let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy company. And there was nothing wild in the 80s.
Yeah.
But then the 90s, it switched.
Got wild.
Yep. And that's when you get people like Uncle Luke. I don't know if people remember them.
Yeah. Luke. Yeah.
Yep. That's when you get people like him taking advantage of that scene and making it extremely wild. Extremely wild.
Yeah.
And so this is the same thing we're seeing in Spring Break.
Absolutely. And like I said, before we close this podcast out, I know we're spiritual brothers, man, and most people, they have the perception that spiritual brothers, are like people in like the Christian church. And I would say, man, the way we keep feasts, the way we congregate, I'm saying, is completely different from that. You see these brothers here on stage, man, they got some swag about this. So we got swag about ourselves,
Oh, yeah.
So, like I said, keeping these feasts is a beautiful thing. And it's not like the Christian church, So if you haven't kept a feast before, then I think it's a great experience that you should find you a congregation, that you can keep feast with and experience it for yourself. That's all I got.
Well, I'll just add to that, definitely powerful statements right there. You might have been a person that fell victim to this influence. You might have came out. You might have been one of those people that went to Houston. If you're listening to this and, you made such an unwise or not even just a decision, for whatever reason, friend groups or just fantasy or personal experience that you just thought you was going to have. And obviously, with all the fights and the craziness and debauchery, I'm sure it probably wasn't worth $2,000 or whatever you might have spent or whomever. But, look, there's 7 days where you can come, and do something righteous. That's what we're sharing here, is that you don't have to do these things.
Don't have to fit in.
Yeah, you don't have to fit in.
You ain't got to lie to kick it.
Come on, you ain't got to lie to kick it.
Don't.
A lot of times we do things just to please the social norm, and we're not even being ourselves. You got to paint your face black to do something you're ashamed of. But over here it's no shame. It's clean, fun.
Fun.
Yep.
Filtered.
One thing I want to say about some of the events that we do, we're not going to get too deep into it, but, when they do like Carnival, the point of Carnival is like a Latin word. It's 2 words. It's carne and vale or something like that, which means meet and goodbye. And so they put them together. It's goodbye meet. Basically, it's supposed to be a time of or prepping for fasting, because they're supposed to fast for Lent, then going into Easter and all that. And so before they fast, though, they get all the jitters out. They get all the good stuff out first so they can fast.
Wow.
We do it the opposite. We do a fast so that when we have that good time, it's just that. It's a good time. Nothing wild, nothing crazy. We fast first. We don't go out and have a good time and go wild, then fast.
Yeah.
That's defeating the purpose. That's like, I'm going to cleanse myself out. Before I cleanse myself, I'm going to eat all this trash.
Right.
You're just making the job harder.
Yeah.
And so we do a fast first. Then we get together and have this good time. And now you have just that, a good time. You don't have all this wild stuff. You don't have fights. You don't have violence. You don't have shots going off. You don't have people getting drunk, passed out. You don't have these one-night stands going on. You don't have people in the car with the lights on in the middle of the parking lot.
Get busy.
Turn the lights off.
Right.
They said, forget it.
Oh, yeah. Put him on the bike. The only buns we split is bread.
That's it.
God.
And so, while we close
The only thing we breaking, huh? Is
bread. Only thing we breaking is bread.
There we go.
And so, like I said, there are alternatives out here. You do not have to go to spring break. You don't have to do Mardi Gras or Carnival or whatever. You don't have to do these things. There are other ways, dare I say wholesome ways, to have fun, to enjoy yourself, even as a young person. Some people say that as a young person, now's the time to get all that stuff, have fun. And we get older. Yeah, that's BS.
What
They
they
lied.
They have like YOLO.
Yeah.
You live only once.
You only live once, so you gotta live it up right now. And like I said, that is just a horrible excuse to do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the actions you take now have consequences.
absolutely.
Like we said, find a coffee shop, meet some people there, go find some sort of activity club where you can find things that you enjoy.
Go to the gym, take care of your body.
Absolutely.
Come on,
That's
man.
the best.
There you go. That and that turns into fun once you get used to it.
Yeah.
That turns into enjoyment, especially you can find the right people to go with.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
Find
The kind of people you meet in the gym, you know?
there you go.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Those are some of the best people. You know, those are some of the kindest, nicest people. You know, you think these mean people, you ask, hey, man, can you spot? Oh, yeah, for sure, man. Matter of fact, let me give you some tips.
Yep.
That's what you get
Yep.
out there. And so there's so many places to go where you can enjoy yourself. You can have fun without the disgust and the shame of coming back from spring break with some bumps. Broken, having spent 7 days making bad decisions.
Ba-ba-ba.
So with that, yep, got blisters and measles, mumps,
ooh,
TM7.
sticky lip.
Yep,
Gonorrhea.
It's a bumpy road out there.
Green stuff.
gonorrhea.
Oozing.
And so this is what you're getting here on the 9th hour. We hope this is a refreshing perspective for all the people. And send this to somebody you know right now on spring break.
Yep.
Or somebody getting ready to go on spring break. Send this to them. Tell them be wary. You know, don't hop into something that you don't know, and try to make good decisions on those 7 days.
Absolutely. It's a late one, but
Yep.
it's a good one.
Yep.
Appreciate y'all for tuning into the 9th Hour podcast.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
Shalom.
So.
Deliver the message.